concept of the multiverse suggests that our universe may be just one among many others. This theme, previously confined to science fiction stories, today arouses the interest of scientists and philosophers. The idea comes from the inflationary theory of cosmology, which describes how the universe, shortly after the Big Bang, went through a process of accelerated expansion. This expansion may have occurred so intensely that bubbles of space-time were formed, each expanding and giving rise to its own universe with unique characteristics. In other words, while we live in a universe with specific physical laws, other universes may have different laws, different properties, even different atomic structures. This is one of the most fascinating aspects of the multiverse, as it forces us to reconsider the idea that our universe is unique and unquestionable. The multiverse theory can also be thought of from different approaches to modern physics, such as quantum mechanics and string theory. For example, the inflationary model is a cosmological explanation that considers the possibility that universes constantly arise. However, the idea is not accepted without controversy. Many physicists argue that this hypothesis may be impossible to prove experimentally, as we do not, to date, have a way to observe or measure these parallel universes. However, the implications of the multiverse lead us to reflect deeply on the limits of our perception and our understanding of the nature of existence. The belief in multiple universes raises intriguing questions about the role of humanity and the meaning of our existence. The possibility of other selves living different versions of our lives challenges our sense of identity and reality. If other universes really exist, with different versions of ourselves making different decisions, it raises the question, how meaningful is our own life experience? For many, the multiverse offers a broader, more mystical view of the cosmos, where our actions in one universe can, hypothetically, have resonances in others. Imagining the multiverse is, therefore, a mental journey that provokes both wonder and doubt, showing that we still know very little about the very fabric of reality. Quantum physics brings one of the most intriguing approaches to the concept of parallel worlds. According to the many worlds interpretation proposed by Hugh Everett, each quantum event creates a bifurcation in reality, in which each possibility is realized in a separate universe. This means that with each decision or event, new universes are created where different outcomes occur. A classic example to illustrate this is the Schrödinger's cat thought experiment. Inside a closed box, a cat is simultaneously alive and dead until someone observes and collapses this ambiguity into a single reality. The many worlds interpretation suggests that, rather than collapsing, all possibilities come to fruition, each in a new reality. Quantum mechanics deals with subatomic particles that can exist in multiple states at the same time, known as superposition. When an observer interacts with these particles, they choose a state. But according to the many worlds interpretation, all states continue to exist, each in a parallel universe. Thus, the quantum multiverse not only creates a reality where the cat is alive and another where it is dead, but also infinite others where subtle or radical variations occur. It's a deeply counterintuitive concept, but one that some physicists consider plausible, since quantum mechanics is one of the most accurate and successful theories in predicting the behavior of fundamental particles. If every quantum choice and event results in a parallel universe, this implies that we are constantly hopping between different versions of ourselves in an intertwined reality with infinite possibilities. This idea could change the way we see free will, as perhaps our decisions are being lived in all their forms in different universes. This provokes the question, what makes us unique? If infinite versions of ourselves exist, each taking different paths, is our individual experience really special, or are we just one of countless variants of ourselves? Quantum mechanics and its implications not only challenge science, but also the very essence of the human being. String theory is a physics proposal that attempts to unify quantum mechanics and general relativity, two of the greatest theories in modern physics. One of the most fascinating ideas of this theory is that the universe we perceive with 3 spatial dimensions and 1 temporal dimension may be just a fraction of a much more complex reality. According to this theory, fundamental particles are not isolated points, but small strings that vibrate at different frequencies. These string vibrations determine the properties of the particles. However, for the mathematics of string theory to work, up to 11 spatial dimensions are needed. which suggests the existence of realities that go far beyond our everyday understanding. In one of these hypothetical realities, different bubble universes could emerge, each with its own properties and laws. Bubble universes are an intriguing consequence of string theory combined with inflationary theory. Imagine that the universe is like a bubbling ocean, where each bubble represents a different universe. In some of these universes, gravity can be much stronger, while in others, subatomic particles can behave in an entirely different way. The theory suggests that, like bubbles in a glass of soda, these universes can coexist, but without interacting directly with ours. Each bubble is isolated by an insurmountable barrier, which makes it impossible for us to cross from one universe to another. At least with current scientific knowledge, this idea provokes a new vision about space-time, and even about the possibility of life in universes with different laws. Thinking about bubble universes leads us to question whether we really are alone in the cosmos or whether we are just a small part of an infinitely larger structure. If entire universes can exist, independent and separate from our own, the possibilities become limitless. In addition to challenging our view of reality, it also makes us think about our place in the multiverse. Could it be that, in one of these universes, a version of ourselves could be living a completely different life in a world where the rules of physics are different? This concept calls into question our notion of reality as something absolute and stable. The possibility of infinite bubble universes floating in a larger space invites us to rethink the very fabric of the cosmos and the humility of our existence. The idea of interdimensional travel is the common theme in science fiction, but modern science is also beginning to question the possibilities and limitations of visiting other realities. In order for us to cross the barrier from one universe to another, it would be necessary to break the laws of physics that we know, something that until now seems impossible. However, theories such as wormholes suggest that there could be shortcuts in the fabric of space-time that would allow us to jump from one point to another. Although wormholes have not yet been proven, they remain an intriguing possibility within theoretical physics. The question is, if we could find one, would it take us to another place in our universe, or to a completely new reality? If it were possible to access a parallel universe, the implications would be enormous, both for science, philosophy, and spirituality. In a universe with different laws, our biology and even our own perception of reality could be drastically altered. Imagine a universe where time runs in reverse, or where gravity is so strong that we can't move. Perhaps our senses and even our thoughts would transform to adapt to these new conditions. This could mean that visiting another universe would not just be space travel, but also a complete transformation of our existence. To what extent would we be able to be ourselves in another reality? Interdimensional travel also raises questions about our own identity. If we encountered another version of ourselves in a parallel universe, it would be like looking into a mirror with a different life reflected back. How would we feel seeing another person with our traits, but who made different decisions, lived in a different context, and became someone we are not? This type of encounter would be proof of the infinite possibilities of human existence and would make us question who we really are. The possibility of traveling between universes is, therefore, more than a scientific advance. It is a portal to self-knowledge, a mirror where we can see all possible versions of ourselves. The concept of the multiverse not only defies the laws of physics, but also raises deep philosophical questions about the meaning of life and the purpose of existence. If there are indeed infinite universes, with infinite variations of reality, could this reduce the uniqueness and importance of our lives? Philosophy has always been concerned with the search for the meaning of life, but the idea of a multiverse, with countless versions of ourselves making decisions and living parallel lives, can cast doubt on our own individuality. If everything has already happened in another version of ourselves, do our choices and actions have any genuine value? Or are we just repeating what has already been done in other realities as an echo of our possibilities? The notion that we are not the only selves, and that our lives can be one of many possibilities, challenges the concept of a unique, unrepeatable experience. On the other hand, the idea of a multiverse could give new meaning to spirituality. For many, belief in a parallel universe can reinforce the idea that everything is connected in ways we cannot understand. The multiverse could be interpreted as a cosmic network, where all our actions, thoughts, and experiences are interconnected by forces beyond our reach. Some spiritual traditions talk about the idea of a universal soul, where our individualities are just temporary manifestations of a greater cosmic essence. The multiverse, then, could be an expression of this universal connection, where souls or essences transcend the limits of a single universe and experience different forms of existence. For those who see life as a spiritual journey, the idea of multiple universes can expand the perception of destiny and eternal learning, where experiences in one universe are just one part of the cosmic path of growth and evolution. Philosophy also leads us to reflect on the nature of morality and choices. If there are universes in which all possible versions of ourselves are being lived, including versions that make morally questionable decisions, this implies that our actions are not absolute, but depend on the perspective of each universe. Morality, then, could be relativized, since the choices we make can be seen as just one of the possible answers in a network of alternative realities. This calls into question the concept of personal responsibility and the consequences of actions. In a multiverse, each act can create a new set of universes, where different versions of ourselves deal with the results of our choices. Perhaps, in one of these universes, the moral versions of ourselves have found a wiser or more enlightened path. This understanding can lead to greater acceptance of human imperfection, while also challenging us to live more consciously, knowing that we are, in some way, leaving our mark not only in this universe, but in every other possible one. The possibility of proving the existence of the multiverse represents one of the greatest challenges in modern physics. Currently, the idea of multiple universes is purely theoretical, and direct observations are practically impossible with available technology. This is because parallel universes do not interact with ours in any observable way, making the idea of a multiverse extremely difficult to test empirically. No matter how advanced scientific tools such as space telescopes and particle accelerators are, they cannot take us to other realities, as our universe seems to be isolated from others. However, theorists still seek indirect ways to prove the existence of other universes, such as analyzing fluctuations in the cosmic radiation background or detecting footprints left by other realities. But even these approaches are far-fetched and fraught with limitations. However, advances in quantum physics and string theory could open new doors to understanding the multiverse. String theory, for example, postulates the existence of extra dimensions that, if accessible, could offer clues about the reality of other universes. Advancing technology could also allow new experiments that, although they cannot directly observe other universes, could perhaps avoid bias from their interactions with ours. One of the most exciting possibilities would be the discovery of particles or features that could only be explained if there were other coexisting universes. If we somehow manage to observe interference from another universe in our space-time, this could represent an indirect notification of the multiverse theory. However, this type of discovery, if it occurs, may still be far away and depend on major technological innovations. Even if we can never prove the existence of the multiverse definitively, the simple fact that the theory has generated so much interest and debate is already a victory for human understanding of the cosmos. The multiverse challenges our understanding of reality and makes us question the meaning of what we see, hear, and experience. The search for answers may be more important than the answers themselves. We may never know if we live in a multiverse, but exploring the possibilities it offers helps us expand the limits of human knowledge. So, as science continues to explore the frontiers of the unknown, we may ask ourselves, could the real truth lie not in discovering a specific reality, but in accepting that perhaps there are as many truths as there are universes? This constant quest is a reflection of our own journey as human beings, always searching for more, always pushing the limits of what is possible.